Is the Dockyard with the doubloons random? The thing about the Dockyard is that the missions themselves are relatively easy to do. Even on the last stage. The last stage is usually ridiculous, like stupid, expensive, stupid, difficult to do. But most of these are just ones that you play enough of the game and this happens automatically. And they're not too grindy, in my opinion. So what that means is for the Dockyard, what you'll need to do is you'll need to buy a starter pack. If you haven't already done so, you pick up a here, okay? You pick this up for 3,200 doubloons, and then you do all the missions. So you get a tier 9 premium ship for 3,200 doubloons. Bluher is weird. Same DPM as Hipper, only get an engine boost and better AP. Right. Right. Now you also, in the process, are going to pick up the Gambia for free, the tier 7, whatever. So, you know, and then you get all the other things too. But I would rank it random for you and anybody else listening. I would rank it as event passes first. Buy. And then if you've got the doubloons sticking around the extra 3,200, Bluher isn't a bad idea. I haven't played the ship yet, though. We're going to play her in a little bit. We're looking at, so this is a Prinz Eugen. And then the Bluher is basically, like I said, a Prinz Eugen, but at tier 9. She has access to heal. She's got access to an engine boost. This is different. She has a choice, again, of Hydro or Defensive Anti-Air. And the nice thing is she gets the ability to use spotting aircraft instead of fighter. So there's some quality of life things about her that's nice. She also gets improved AP pen. So if you're the kind of person who plays the Prinz Eugen, the Hipper, the Hindenburg, the Roon, you love that ship, everything about it is great. What's up, Footlong? And fine, you're good. You're good. If you're somebody who plays the ship as a kite away ship, spamming HE all the time, you might have a bigger problem with it because she does have the 1/4 HE pen, but you pay a lot for this at tier 9 compared to at tier 8 with the Prinz Eugen. So I'm gonna walk you through a build for her. This isn't exactly the best build, okay? Put that out there. But this is a build that I think might be a little comfortable. Now, my general rule of thumb... Oh, okay, thank you. Let's take a look at this link that was just sent my way. Here. Thank you, Bach. So we're selecting Prinz Eugen, Admiral Hipper, the tech tree, and then the Bluher. Okay? And then this site here, you can see the different parameters, general stats. Okay? So detection, it's got better detection than the Eugen. A little bit faster. Now, Bluher, historically, of course, is famous for dying to a World War I fort. Burning radius is not as good, or no, is tighter. Can repair more damage from citadels, and has a little bit better fire resistance because it's tier 9. And then you can switch to main battery. Here's where it shines. Her AP DPM sucks compared to the Admiral Hipper, but is better than Eugen. HE DPM is not as good as Hipper either, but is also better than Eugen. Compared to the Roon, add... Here, Roon. There we go. Compared to the Roon. So we'll go back to general for you guys. So there's... I hate the Roon. I am not a fan of that ship at all. If you like the Roon, cool. More power to you. I'm not a fan of her. So there you go. There's the stats there. Not much to talk about. In terms of main battery, her Roon has better AP DPM. Again, if you can catch something broadside, the hard problem with Roon is the AP... Oh my god, Armenic. The AP is only good on a full broadside target. Most of the time you're going to fire HE, which it does do fine DPM-wise. Blucher does have improved armor pen, which is nice. And you can see here, turret traverse is nicer as well, more comfortable. Sigma is the same. Now, with Blucher, the ability to pop a scout plane comes in handy too. Yeah, she's good at spam, exactly. I would say she's probably good at long-range spam. And then, let's see, AP shells, damage. You can see Blucher has better damage with her AP shell. And there's the improvement right there. There's the improved pen. That is a ship tool, yeah. I can copy and paste this in a chat so you guys can see it as well on your end if you want to look at it. But you can see AHE characteristics-wise, and this is where I struggle with the ship. If you already have a Hipper, or sorry, if you already have a Prinz Eugen, Bluher doesn't really get you much. Here's the secondaries. You're not going to run the ship for secondaries. Although, look, this is why people run Roon secondaries. Anyway, torpedoes. 8-kilometer torpedoes instead of 6. Makes it more comfortable. Catches people off guard because they're used to the German 6s. So there's that. Anti-aircraft. Wow. I mean, whatever. You're not going to take a ship because of anti-air, frankly. It's anti-sub stuff, whatever. And then there's the repair party compared to their ships. So I'm going to share with you guys one build, and then if I lose the game, we'll play another build, okay? But I'm going to share with you guys what I would do if I didn't have the Eugen. And that is going to be a kiting, long-range, HE spamming cruiser, which, to be fair, is not exactly the best choice in a ranked environment. But I'm going to do it anyway for you, chat, because I love you all so much. Now this has got an engine boost consumable, so I'm probably going to run propulsion. What's the maneuverability? Fine, maneuverability is good. I'm going to go double rudder here. I'm going double rudder for a reason. One is that helps my rudder shift time. Two, because it helps my steering gears repair time. So if my steering gears are down, I can do that. This is what I do, if I remember right. Double check. But I'm pretty sure this is what I do on the Prinz Eugen. Yes, I go rudder and propulsion. Clan battles last. I haven't remembered the clan you likely beat was. I have no idea what that means, Tank Buster, because I haven't played clan battles in a long time. Now here's where it's interesting. This 18.5 kilometer range. If I were to choose the range, that's 21.5. Now, if I switch to reload, obviously that drops to 18. But I do have a scout plane, and I'm playing ranked, so I think I'm going to go for reload here. Obviously, we're going to put together the usual flags. Do I care about hydro flag? Probably not. I'll go for ramming instead. Fire chance. Yeah, that's fine. Should post a specific person. Oh, no worries. Let's put the... I always run blue boosters, just so you guys know. I always just run blue boosters. Because I just have tons of them. Let's assign a commander. Now, I'm going to put Luyens in. The problem with Luyens, for me right now, is this is... I can do this. I can do this. Heavy HE is probably where I want to go, but I can do this. This one, with Luyens, I get the talents to be able to fire my main guns faster after I get 140 main battery shell hits. And then I also get the heal from spotting stuff, right? So that comes in handy. I do get a buff to grease the gears. What's my turn time? 17 seconds. Do you ever convert ship XP? If you don't, then why use ship XP? Because I've got over 1,000 of them. I have 3,000 ship XP boosters electric. I'm never going to run out of them. That's why. So I can run Luyens, but I think I'm going to show you guys a different build first. That might be nice. What is Jutland's cruiser abilities? Buff consumable specialist. Is there room for consumable specialist? It's big numbers, but it's also I might as well, because what am I doing with these? So let's see. If I've got the engine thing, I still probably want last stand. Anyways, party target I always run. I'm going to run heavy HE and SAP because I'm going to spam HE for the majority of the battle. Adrenaline rush makes perfect sense. Survivability, even though it's ranked, yeah, exactly, I can't run out of them, so I might as well keep spamming them. Now, here's the problem with the Bluher. If you're going to spec it for long-range HE spam, like we said, the AP shines, but it's 3 points for that, which is a little bit difficult. It's a lot of games per day to even break even. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to do this. we're going to go eye in the sky as well, because eye in the sky makes perfect sense if you're at long range and shooting, you know, constantly. No, I didn't buy her Valiant. CCs get dockyard ships automatically. Automatically, so we can showcase them and talk about the ships and that sort of thing. So in this build, I don't need consumable specialist, but it might be helpful to think about using him later. But I think this is what I'm going to do to build. Right, exactly. Lighthouse build, no consume. Okay, Cloud, we're going to try this. We'll see how. We're going to see how this goes. Eye in the sky is a must for spotter plane users. Absolutely, yes. No heavy AP. Because electric, this build is spec'd for long-range HE spam. Okay? That's what we're doing. Long-range. This is such a stupid camo. Ah, that's better. Lost in Fjords. Hopefully you never see Bluhers on your team. And then let's go into the flags. Put a couple flags on. And let's go. Now, I just got, for those of you guys that rated it, I just got to rank 6. It's an irrevocable rank, so I don't care if I lose. And that's why I'm doing this. Also, cheers, everyone. It's similar to Bismarck camo, correct. Bluher also had a similar camo to Bismarck. She had the yellow turret tops, for example. About as bad as having a Roon on your team. Yeah. Yeah, when you see, especially right now, when you see a lot of Bluhers, you're going to see a lot of people that bought their way up. Commercial break. If you don't care, then Kansas. What? Did I miss a ship request? No. Okay, C1, I got your Jaeger. Now, the big problem I have, now I've tested the ship, so you probably notice I'm being very careful not to talk about the ship's characteristics until I actually play a game in her. Okay, that's important to me. I have an opinion on her, but I'm not going to talk about it until that opinion appears. All right. Also because I think she was changed a little bit during testing. But if I remember right, she was nerfed during testing. We have a Halford? Oh my god, we have a Halford. And they have an Adriatico. Now, she's got an engine boost. And you'll note that I put the engine boost upgrade on her. It was nerfed. That's what I thought. So you get the ability then to get to a cap really quickly. Now, this is assuming you don't get spotted in the middle of the map. Because look at my spotting range. My concealment. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. So we're going to see what happens. I've got plenty of spotting planes. So that's nice. AP pen was too strong. It's in div vlogs. Got it. Thank you. And we have another AFK. Check that off my bingo card. This is the second AFK ship in ranked today. Second. Good night, Blue Falcon. Hey, thank you again for the bits earlier. That meant a lot, Blue Falcon. If I remember right, you are also the reason we had that insane hype train. So, cheers to you, Blue Falcon. Thank you for being here. Let's go. Salute. Yum, 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 yum. Those of you guys curious who jumped in on the raid, I'm consuming Elijah Craig, small batch, from Costco. Very yummy. We do that when we have special moments on stream, like when we hit hype trains and that sort of deal. Alfred is still AFK. She had Des Moines AP angles, got nerfed to Stalingrad and Petro angles. Got it. Now, I'm going to back off here because, again, I set this thing up for long-range kiting. However, I'm already noticed. And there's item 1 with the ship is she just wants to get hurt. She just wants to take the damage. Now, maybe I can do some damage in return. I've got 1/4 HE pen. So it is very historically accurate, yes. She's very good at soaking up damage. So I can use my 1/4 HE pen to get pretty much guaranteed damage on ships. And you're completely whiffed. So you can use your engine boost plus propulsion module to dodge a lot of incoming fire. This is important. You can also use the rudder module, which is why I like using it, to also help you with dodging ships in the long run. Okay. Well, Sandy's and Dyson are over there. That's fine. Adriatico. Well, oh well. Njord is going to continue advancing. I've got my Hydro going, so I'm just waiting for Adriatico's torpedoes. New giveaways up in chat, guys. What are we giving away now? Blue bonuses container. You have to be a follower of the channel and active in chat. That's all you got to do, okay? If you're on YouTube, Rumble, or Kick, get on over here and get in on this giveaway, okay? Alright, Adriatico smoked up, whatever. Oh good, our Halford is alive and playing now. That's exciting. I always like when people choose to play the game, you know? That's important to me. Alright, that's an easy dodge because he turned and he fired behind me. Lord Maruk is here. Is he gonna beat? He's gonna beach. This guy's actually beaching. That's pretty unfortunate for him because maybe I can get another fire going on him. You can see that I've been chewing him up quite nicely. What I would be smart to do is possibly change my attitude towards him and flip my guns. AP? Fine, I'll do AP. I wanted to get him on 3 fires, but you know, fine. Here's the problem with AP. You switch to AP, by the time the AP switches, it's already like, you know, this guy's already turning a bit. Halford is smoking himself up. That's cute. Woo! 610 damage from AP. Sub is nearby. Why did I not DCP that? Okay, sub is nearby, so I'm gonna have to run away just because of that stupidity. Subs always ruin a good time, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, time to back off. Maybe our destroyer can, I don't know, kill the sub? Maybe? Sub is gonna smoke and shoot me. There goes our Georgia. That's exciting.
Torpedos achter aus! Torpedos achter aus! Torpedos achter aus!
Of course, he's already turning and running.
Torpedos achter aus!
Alright, well, then Njord died, so that's good. I'm having fun getting hit by aimbot, right? Seriously. Okay, next up is the Los Andes. And now I'm at a more comfortable range. Silly Adriatico. And silly salmon. I can heal up. Now, normally I'd switch to the Los Andes right now. I want to try to support my teammate for a little bit longer. And also, I'm not being targeted. This is why I like priority target, because I know I'm not being targeted, so I know I can try to help my teammate in the sub live. That's kind of important to me. Right? Okay, now I can go to Los Andes. He healed up, but I kind of don't care. And rip our Buffalo. No, Los Andes. Sorry. Nice thing about a ship like this is you don't care about secondary range. Hey, Rockin', how you doing? Games are going fine. We haven't lost a game in ranked yet. Emphasis on the yet. Alright, Halford, maybe you can grow a pair and, like, go kill the sub? Maybe not. I don't know. I think this is a dead Los Andes. Yep, the sub gets him. Alright, that's fine. Engine boost.
aktiviert.
I'm going to flip my guns to the left because I want to advance, but I want to advance along this line. Exactly, I pen them everywhere. So one of the reasons why I find, even though the ship is better suited for AP because of the buffed AP, I just don't find the AP that valuable. I wish I did. But I just don't. Okay, so I've got the extra range now from the scout plane. So this allows me to advance on the dude and still be able to shoot him, which is important. What is this Halford doing? I'm so glad the Dyson decided to shoot at me so that I can just turn. I didn't even need to turn. He was so far behind me. But oh well. Somehow the Halford is almost dead. No idea how, but okay. Thanks, Alfred. I got a Buffalo on my broadside. This is a problem. So I've got no choice but to shift to a kiting away position so I can try to kill this Buffalo. Because German cruiser AP is high damage but terrible pen. Yes. But even though Bluher has buffed pen, I don't find it to be as useful as your typical just buffed HE. Which, hey Christian, unfortunately the problem with that is it's the same thing as what I would do on the Prinz Eugen. So I don't know that you need this. When you have a commander with an enhanced skill, you want to put points into that skill, correct? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Sometimes you can. Really depends on what that skill is and what it gets for you, gets you for the ship itself. So, if you played one of the Von Broiks or whatever, for the German captain, for example, and let's say that you wanted, you wanted to use his consumable specialist. Well, if you do that, that might mean one less point or skill later on down the line that matters more to you. So you really have to think about where you want to put this. Correct, yeah, you wouldn't necessarily use grease the gears on American destroyers, even though it is buffed. Exactly correct. Please, Los Andes, kill the Dyson. Okay, he's going broadside. But I don't have the buffed AP, or the reload skill. If you're finding yourself wanting to shoot AP a lot, well, I mean, you could get expert loader, but the problem is by the time, look at this, even now, the shells aren't going to hit. It doesn't matter. Now, my goal here is to just mess with this guy long enough for the Dyson to die, but apparently our Los Andes doesn't feel like playing the game. You get that a lot in ranked, I find. You get a lot of battleship players, even though they're in a secondary BS battleship, they're afraid to engage. And frankly, I don't know why that is. Like, this Los Andes is afraid to engage. If he just went that way, he could probably get the kill on the Dyson. But he's afraid to do it. And you'll note, the sub is over there. So maybe that's why the Los Andes ran away? I don't know.
Maschinenboost deaktiviert.
What else you have taken that line in a secondary ship? I know, seriously. But, now I just kind of have to chill here, get shot at, and hope the Buffalo decides to be spotted. We are losing on points, so we definitely need a kill. Especially now that the sub is in the A cap. Yeah, he did. He went AB the long way, didn't even get... I mean, and that happens in ranked. One of the frustrating parts of ranked is you really, you want... Okay, you're a full health battleship, dude. I'm sorry. Get in the game. I'm going to ask him to do just that. And then he'll probably tell me I'm a crap player or something. But you see the problem with Bluher when you play it as a kiting away long-range boat. And he says gonna have to push. You need to push, sir. Like, come on, dude. Alright. Can I reach the Dyson from here? I can. But when you're in a kite-away ship, it's really hard to have an impact on the battle. You have to be dependent on your team, like, understanding how to play the game. And if your team is unwilling to do so, look at this. He's coming out broadside to the Dyson right now, for example, guys. Like, why? Why are you doing this? Hey, Witherer, that's neat. Is he gonna kill the Dyson here? Of course not. He completely whiffs. Note, he was full health just 10 seconds ago. He was full health, and now he's almost dead. Like, I'm sorry, but how much crutch do you need to make this work? You know what I mean? Like, damn, that's a lot of crutch. All right, I'm getting sick of this sub. He killed the Los Andes. Are you kidding me? I'm probably dead here because, you know, subs OP. Yep. So, this is the problem with the Bluher. And as expected, the guy who hid the entire time at full health calls other people trash. You can't make this up. Anyways, we are in the ranked speedrun, and I waited to show you guys the Bluher until I could potentially lose a star, and it didn't matter for a very special reason. Okay, now let's change it. Let's say we don't want this. We want to maximize the AP characteristics of this boat, okay? Let's put Jutland on. Let's see what can I do with Jutland. Let's see. So I'm going to go with the buffed AP. So here's an example where Jutland, I might want to use it because I get the extra buff to prep time for consumables. And this is a fine build. Alternately, the turret traverse isn't bad, 20 seconds, but you could always go for grease the gear so it gets down to 18, okay? But let's go ahead and do a more kind of aggressive build for a Bluher. And then let's change out our consumables, or our upgrades modules here. So we're going to put, of course, concealment. That's the big one. I don't really need to worry about using my spotter plane that much anymore. Oh, look, we lost. I am shocked and appalled at the fact that we lost. But I'm glad that the Los Andes, who hid the entire game and then called everybody else crap, lost a star. He deserves to lose a star. Enjoy it, sir. Anyway. I have 5 seconds damage control party, so there's no need to go to that. I will. Wait, you took heavy AP shells, but didn't you just talk about AP wasn't fully worth buffing? Yes, I want to show you the difference. So, engine boost modification, aiming systems, propulsion, main battery. Here's the other way that you can play it. And let's go into this. I want to show you guys the 2 different ways that you can play the boat. And then you can make your decision. Do you want to go for that ship in the dockyard? Okay? That's why I'm doing this. But you saw in the few examples where I fired AP, they weren't that useful. Shell switching might be better, now that I think about it, than even consumables reload. The buffed skill there. I might be better with the standard German captain and then going for gun feeder instead of consumable specialist. Let's see. I'm better at sea, I think, on this boat. You can see the difference in concealment now. I'm at 11.2 kilometer concealment. Armac, are you in this game? You are. You're in the Alaska? Alright, here you go. Have a comment. Now, for this, I'm going to probably want AP loaded for the initial engagement. We'll find out what happens. Buffalo, Alaska, Vyazma, Halford, and Yugumo. If we're lucky, that Halford is just as AFK as our Halford was in the last game. Just as AFK and useless. Yugumo's a threat, of course. Vyazma, Alaska, Buffalo, Pommern. These are all problematic for me, frankly. I'll show you guys, remind me to show you guys after this game, the armor profile. Heavy AP skill is moderately useful. 5% extra damage isn't super tempting with how AP works in general. And that's kind of one of the... It's a 3-point skill. So what could I take instead of this? Survivability expert would come up right away. So I would take survivability expert instead of that skill. And like I said, I think gun feeder, if you're trying to get the AP to work, is probably better than consumable specialist. But it comes down to how you play the boat. Like me, I've trained myself not to switch ammo types that frequently. So that's kind of tough. But, you know, you do you. Halford, Yugumo, Vyazma, Black, Alaska Black, and Buffalo, Pommern. If we're lucky, the Pommern goes to A. Commercial break. There's the Alaska. Going to where you'd expect Alaska to go, frankly. Ah, Buffalo. See if I can get some lucky hits on the Buffalo, because he was broadside to me. Some of the dispersion you were getting with Destroyer Dispersion, this ship is supposed to have looked extremely unlucky. Because Destroyer Dispersion kicks in at closer range, not at long range. That's the problem. You want that Destroyer Dispersion at close range, but you just don't get it.
You're still doing...
What's up? I am
you
doing
doing?
ranked speedrun now.
Oh.
Put the plane up so I can get better vertical dispersion on the Buffalo. Where'd you go, Scheist?
Went and watched a movie.
Citadel. You watched a movie?
Yeah.
What movie?
Ford versus Ferrari.
Oh, great movie. Did you like it?
It is. Yeah, I love it.
I thought it was a lot of fun. You have to be a car guy to really appreciate it, though.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4 assets went to A. We haven't seen the Halford. We have not seen the Yugumo. And that's it. So it could be both destroyers over here, which is interesting. Broadside Vyazma.
I physically sat in one of the original cars from the 68 race.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, Vyazma's almost dead. Damn it.
Melde Zielposition.
I should have stayed where I was. Oh well. So I'm getting good use out of my AP.
Maschinenboost deaktiviert.
I could use Hydro right now, but I'm choosing not to because I've got my Kitakaze in front of me, so he's kind of like my teammate Hydro. If I was by myself, I would be using Hydro.
Aufklärungsflugzeug kehrt zum Schiff zurück.
Shoot the broadside Alaska for free, because I might as well. Now, I've got priority target, so I know when I don't have to worry about, like, moving much, right? Like, I can just chill here until, like, somebody starts targeting me. If I go a little bit farther forward... Oof, losing our battleship early sucks, but whatever. Move a little bit farther forward, I can help with capping, maybe. Yay. this point, it'd be nice if the Viasma would turn in and, you know, try to make something happen. Yeah, the entire enemy team is at A. Entire enemy team. Black already used his radar. Okay. There's the Viasma.
Feuer auf gegnerisches Kriegsschiff konzentrieren.
See if I can get on these broadsides. Plasma, stop following me. Charlotte Destroyer, hey, thank you for your Twitch Prime sub. Appreciate you. Ahoy, Charlotte Destroyer, your Twitch sub just sailed in like a true game changer, supporting our fleet in the stormy seas of World of Warships. Thanks for being a vital part of our crew and helping us navigate the chaos with style. Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, I don't know what the hell this guy's doing. At least the black got the torpedo kill. Buffalo? The Tonga. Black is, of course, in trouble. Look at this Viasma. He's still back here. He's still back here. This is the most busted ship for ranked right now, and he's not even utilizing it. This is wild. This is wild. I got one person targeting me, and the Buffalo just shot me, so it's probably the Buffalo. He healed to full, right? Which also isn't how you do it, but fine, whatever. You know, to each their own. What's up, Jimbo? Now he decided to run. I guess I'll heal. Let's use engine boost. Turning like that? Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you, Armact. Let's see what this Alaska's doing. Oh, hello, Halford.
Torpedos voraus.
Either Alaska or Pomeran has me on Hydro. Why is my Kitakaze spotted? I have so many questions. Halford wants to play a carrier. That's cool. See if I can pen the bow. Oh, I've got AP loaded. Silly me. I can pen the bow. Neat. Go away, planes. Oh, look, the Viasma pushed up. What do you know? Amazing. It's amazing. How you doing over there, Armact? Out of heals? DF cookies. Just run away and we should be Gucci, huh? Alright, let's move. I don't like that you shot there, by the way. If you're out of health, he's going to shoot back at you, and you might die, and that hurts. So, no need for you to be shooting, by the way. Come on, Vyazma, grow a pair. We win in 1 minute and 40 seconds. Hey, look what I just bought for Cole. A Halford. Let me jump into ranked for the first game, right? And Vyazma charges all of the torpedoes. Hello, buddy. Aw, Kitakaze gets the kill. That's okay. I'll take it. And this time I had the wrong shell type. Gotta switch over to HE. Kiwi Spuds, how you doing? All right, time extension. Thank you so much for that, Armact. That didn't really matter much. You're welcome. Oh, good. The Halford is flying around. Ay. That's cool, buddy. That's cool. Come at me. Come at me. Get your 2 XP from hitting me. Oh, I just DCP'd to 1 fire, and then the game's over. So there's your 2 games in the Bluher, and you can see the difference between it. You were perma-spotted. Okay, fair enough. You can see the difference in playstyles. In both cases, I came in first place, so nerf me, son. But this game playstyle is much more difficult to achieve. In this particular game, I got lucky. Why did I get lucky? Because Matchmaker gave me a whole bunch of cruisers I could beat up on, and Bluher is absolutely good at killing cruisers, like A-Gear, for example, at tier 9. But against other battleships, he really struggles, and against a lot of destroyers, against a destroyer, not as good. Yeah, I had much better damage on Lighthouse build. Exactly correct. Exactly correct. So it's just a couple of games to show you guys the difference between the two different playstyles of the ship. Ultimately, is she worth spending your money on? You know, she's relatively cheap tier 9. I would say if you don't already have the Prinz Eugen at tier 8, the premium ship tier Eugen, or premium ship tier 8 Prinz Eugen, she's worth getting. If you do already have Eugen, it's a more difficult value proposition, okay? Because if you already have Eugen, you've already either shelled out for it or you got it in a container, and now you have to work hard again and spend the doubloons. Now, Wargaming, up until recently, besides the ZF6 and the Puerto Rico, you couldn't get the Dockyard ship again. So there is the possibility of never being able to get her again. That's a possibility too. I don't know. But you can see here, one of the problems about playing her at long range is her turtleback is at the perfect range to allow for shells coming through the armor belt up here, 27mm armor belt, and then they plunge right into the athwartship armor here, the 80mm athwartship armor. And when they do that, right here, bam, even the 30mm angled deck slope is what I'm getting at. Right there. This is the big shell trap for her. She can take a lot of damage that way. A lot of damage. Can I show the HE build again? Yeah, let me just switch over the commander for you. Let's see, who was I running for that one? No. This guy. Yeah. This is my HE farming build. With a couple of changes to the modules, of course. So instead of module, concealment module, I run the rudder shift. But that's it. What's up, Bokako? Like I said, if you already have Eugen, it's not so helpful. It's not so helpful. Tier 10 Hindenburg is more comfortable, in my opinion, if you're a German cruiser enjoyer. If you don't have Eugen, then Bluher is nice because she's a tier 9. It gets you a lot of credits. Yes, exactly, Cthulhu. You own a lot of fine German premiums. The ship just isn't for you. Now, you can put the time and effort into grinding the boat in the dockyard, right? The dockyard missions themselves aren't that difficult. So you could do that and pick up 2 phases for 3,200 doubloons, because that's all you really need. And then you're good. That's fine too. Yes, you do get steel if you complete the dockyard. There might be some steel. Yeah, there's some steel in here as you go through the dockyard anyways, but everybody gets access to that, right? The only steel that you won't get if you don't spend money is step 19 here, whatever this is, right? You won't get that steel. And of course you won't get Bluher. But everything else you get. Is it worth shelling out doubloons for this particular ship? Like I said, it's one of the harder dockyards because I just don't see it compared to a lot of the other dockyards. Wargaming is generally good at putting dockyards together of ships that are different, that play uniquely. Puerto Rico is like a larger Alaska, plays different, right? ZF6 plays very different from most other destroyers, especially German destroyers for that matter, right? You know, it's just, I don't know that there's a lot of value proposition in the Blücher specifically. You always wait until the end of a dockyard to spend. Well, that's a good point too. You can wait till the end and then decide if you want to finish it. That's true.